Hello everyone, MFPallytime here. Welcome back to the A through Z playthrough. In today's video, we're taking a look at Tyrande Whisper in the Row. She is a very interesting character. I think Blizzard has had a really hard time getting her design right ever since she was added into the game. And I do have a little bit to back that up, but let me explain what she does right now. Basically, Tyrande has to auto-attack her foes in order to lower the cooldown of Light of Elune in order to keep her team alive. Now, ever since this change happened, I've always been of the opinion that if you are able to auto-attack your foes, then the threat of that foe must not be very high, right? There are situations in some games where literally, if you approach an enemy team, you're going to be ripped apart. To me, Tyrande, since her most recent rework, has always felt like a win more character. If your team's already dominating, man, she can really set you guys over the edge. With Hunter's Mark reducing the armor of enemy combatants and Lunar Flare being in a massive stun, she can really turn the tide of battles if you're already in a really good spot. But if the enemy team is dominating you, getting any type of cooldown reduction can be very challenging. Now, Tyrande was one of the characters that launched with the game. She, in fact, actually used to have Mule way back in the day. She's received a lot of reworks over the years. Her first one, you know, she may actually have the first rework. I never even thought about that. Her first rework was July 23rd, 2014. Then she got another rework on March 24th, 2015. Then she got another rework on May 16th, 2017. Then she got another rework on September 4th, 2018. And I think that's the last one. I'm still scrolling. They've balanced her out since then, but my goodness, it seems like they've had a really hard time landing on a Tyrande that they like. If you want to see some really funny videos, the Owl build back in the day was absolutely hilarious. If you want to go back and watch that, you could literally just kill people across the map with Sentinel consistently. Now, that being said, the build for Tyrande right now is also still very Sentinel focused. Tyrande is sitting at a 50.99% win rate with a popularity of 11.78% and a ban rate of only 6.3%. However, her talent diversity is pretty bad. At level 1, almost all builds take Ranger. At level 4, if it's green, then it's okay. Mark of Mending has the lowest pick rate by a large margin. Level 7, Moonlight Arrows with almost a 70% pick rate. But there's more. We have almost every build in Tyrande's late game going for Owl talents at level 13 and level 16. If Blizzard was trying to get more talent diversity on this character, they have absolutely failed. However, I will say that there are talents that are good in very specific situations, like on Battlefield of Eternity, that may not be getting their full representation here. Anyway, long intro, and I'm losing my voice if you can't tell. It's been a long day of recording. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. I hope you enjoy it. Sorry for the technical problems this game. They came out of nowhere, and then it was literally only this game. So I apologize. There's some screen freezing. Hopefully you forgive me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves in the Infernal Shrines today. The friendly team Tyrande, Whisper in the Row, Sergeant Hammer, Orphea, Kira, and Tassadar. The enemy team, Chromie, Kel'Thuzad, Nazebo, Murky, and Malfury. And at level 1, we are going to go for a Ranger. Sentinel pierces the first hero hit. Its width is increased by 25%, and it deals 250% more damage based on distance traveled. One very easy thing you can do is just look here on the enemy side. In fact, on this map, we might want to aim here. Wait for the countdown, wait for the gates to open, and fire one off. And that's likely going to hit someone. Most people take the exact same path through this, and what you know, they dodged every single one of them. The enemy team has some pretty fantastic wombo combo potential, especially with the Malfurion and Kel'Thuzad, but our Orphea, our Kira, and our Tassadar really are all capable of doing some very good burst damage if they are able. However, what I feel like is going to happen is Sergeant Hammer is just going to be comboed because they're sitting still, and we're going to have to deal with the chains of Kel'Thuzad the entire game. Our Q ability is called the Light of Balloon. It has 2 charges, both on the same cooldown. They reload at the same time. And this ability can be very difficult to use. In order to get the most out of it, you also have to auto-attack your adversaries pretty reliably. Now, you can auto-attack anything. For instance, there, we were just hitting a minion. I'm going to run away from Kira so we don't chain to her. But in order to get cooldown reduction, you have to be in a position where you can indeed attack. If you are unable to attack, like, for instance, let's say the enemy team doesn't have any front line and they also have a ranged healer, I don't know, like this game, for instance, things can be a little more difficult, and we might build our character a little differently to address those difficulties. The friendly team not soaking top at the moment, so we might be missing out on some XP, but it looks like they're doing okay. Orphea going back up to the top to stop Gazebo. We see Sergeant Hammer trying to solo some camps. Is this going to be a mine build Sergeant Hammer? Probably not. Probably not. That's probably only me. This has turned into one of my favorite maps to play on. I think it's super duper fun, and really any map I can go after a lot of camps is going to be fun. Tyrande's okay at it. There are some auto-attack talents that you can pick up for Tyrande that certainly make her better at doing most things on the map. Good stun there, and we pick off the enemy team's Murky. By the way, our E ability is that Light of Balloon. Very difficult to land skill shot on a 13-second cooldown, but if you do land it, the target is going to be stunned like this. Our W ability is the Sentinel. That is the owl that we shoot out at our adversaries. Is going to do damage and reveal them. And we're going to be getting some upgrades for that later in the match as well. First objective is coming up pretty soon. This means we should probably take over a mercenary camp if we can. However, Sergeant Hammer getting completely run down in the bottom lane. The friendly team starting to rotate in to try to help. We're going to use our trait Hunter's Mark on the enemy team's Chromie and follow up with Kira's initiation with a stun of our own. This time as Kel'Thuzad approaches, he does miss his combo and is taken down as a result. We have a nice region globe sitting here waiting for us as well. At level 4, we picked up the Everlasting Light. I don't know what that beep is. That was weird. We picked up the Everlasting Light, and it allows us to heal our allies for more if we heal 2 different allies with our charge. So, for instance, look at me. I just got healed for 174. Well, 640 is what Kira was healed for because we used the second charge on her. To go along with this, we're going to get Moonlit Arrows at level 7. Notice how only one fucking person on our team is paying attention to the objective. Throughout my practice games getting ready for this character, it's really become clear to me that no one is paying attention when they play this game. No one at all. Kira is going in pretty hard here. I do have a couple heals in the chamber for her, but she also does some self-healing to get back up into fighting form. Now, we did start on this objective before the enemy team, but they are catching up pretty rapidly. Sergeant Hammer getting in position and starting to siege up. That's certainly a good sign. We're going to try to dodge some of the projectiles from Kel'Thuzad and then just auto-attack to be able to heal our allies faster. We put 1 heal on Tassadar, 1 on Kira, and then we go back in and start auto-attacking again. We can also, just throw a stun over here. Reduce Kel'Thuzad's armor because why not? Wasn't quite able to save Tassadar there, but that's okay. We have a Chromie just right up in our entire team that just walked away. He wasn't punished at all. The enemy Murky did grab a mercenary camp that's pushing bottom lane. We have to address that. If no one on our team's going to do it, it might have to be me that goes back. Zebo does move up and take some damage, but not before he gets a zombie wall down. Let's ping this for assistance again. Maybe someone will answer the call. Not likely, because Murky is still getting camps across the map. Let's see if we could stun him. No, we can't. We just miss. Our Sergeant Hammer starting to back up here. We will just reinforce them. I'm actually running a little low on mana, and there's nothing going on as our objective was already killed, barely scratching that building. I'm going to head back and just get some mana. Now, unfortunately, Sergeant Hammer keeps sieging against a team that has multiple roots and will stun him if he's standing still. But hey, what are you going to do? What are you gonna do? This is what we fucking queued into, you know what I mean? Nazebo pushes the top lane right now. Let's make sure we danger ping that. Friendly team only soaking one lane at the moment. Orphea looking a little low. Let's make sure that she is healed back up. Kira getting that secondary heal there. Malfurion is moving up to kind of hold this push. Kel'Thuzad is hit with the stun. We're gonna reduce his armor as well with our trait, and that is a very quick kill. When our Kira initiates, we have a lot of really good follow-up to make that even better. We didn't continue to push here as a team, but we do... never mind. I was gonna try to really go in there, but I just saw Tassidar's health was low, so we'll fall back. At level 10, I am going to pick up Shadowstalk. Shadowstalk is a global heal. Let's just press it now because it kind of looks like our team needs a little bit of it. That is going to be on a 90-second cooldown. Actually gives everyone on our team stealth as well for a brief moment if they attack or do anything to break stealth. Of course, that still breaks it. Kira's on the move. The grappling hook just barely missing, but she does engage onto the enemy team's Chromie. Let's see if we can get a stun on Malfurion. We're not able to. All of our healing going out on Kira, and she lives with just a sliver of HP. Now Nazebo pushing me back. Spiders are on me as well, and Murky on our back line. He likely has Octograb, and I'm kind of separated from our team right now, unfortunately, and cannot move back in. Orphea does see the predicament I'm in, but we lose our Sergeant Hammer and our Tassadar in the process. So that was kind of my fault. I should have moseyed back to the team a little bit more there, but once I get isolated, it can be very... hello? It can be very difficult to pull yourself back because you have to constantly be attacking in that situation if you want to live. Nazebo is going to be taken down. Chromie getting some damage on our Kira, but we can clean that up, no problem. We are also seeing a big onslaught of ultimates from the enemy team's health is on. Am I lagging or something? What's up with this frame drop? That's super weird. Orphea does go in, but then takes a lot of damage from the enemy team's Chromie. We see our Kira entering the fray now. I do not have a heal for her until now. Let's get her healed back up, and then I'm just going to auto attack these minions again. I often see Tyrande as just being the most stressful way of playing this game. The APM required to make all of this actually work is so astronomically high, especially when you consider there's characters like Stukov, who just presses his heal and then someone gets healed. Kel'Thuzad moving up. We are going to hit him with some damage, but not before he pulls me into the full combo. Luckily for me, my team was ready to take him down. Now, we can start to work on healing Sergeant Hammer. Again, I'm sorry for all the freezes. I don't know why this is happening at all. This is actually super frustrating. Holy shit. It might be like a server side issue. Oh my god, a 3-person stun. We are going to get the upgrade to our owls, which is going to make enemy combatants actually deal less damage and be slowed if we hit them with an owl. So Malfurion there, you can see he got shrunk down to size. That was because of us. We'll use our second heal onto Sergeant Hammer. I have my ult in 15 to heal everybody, but it looks like our Orphea was taken down. Tassadar literally just farming at the moment, just living his best life in the middle lane, not doing fucking anything. The enemy team is slightly ahead on the objective right now. We are going to see a big time stop happening at the top of the screen. Tassadar now joining us. I'll have a heal for him in just a moment. Let's go ahead and ult too, just to help out our Kira. She's trying to stun the enemy team's Kel'Thuzad. We're going to hit him with our full combo of damage and then just start to auto attack him from this position of relative safety. As Nazebo rotates up to the top of the screen, we're going to be frozen again while all of the sounds still continue. Wow. I apologize. I don't know why that's happening. I've played a bunch of games tonight and I haven't had any issues at all. And like there's a fucking Nazebo right next to me that I can't even attack because of these issues. That's super frustrating. Oh, man. Well, mana's a little low. We can continue to try to push the top lane with our team here, especially if there's more region globes. We've seen Nazebo for the enemy team is taken down. We do get a slow onto Malfurion. Hopefully I can move out of some of these ults. Was that a March of the Murlocs that really stopped our momentum there? I kind of think it was. We do have a double heal for our Tassadar and a new talent to take. This is Empower, another upgrade for our Owls. Okay, it looks like we've stabilized. The freezes have stopped. The stun goes out. We do see the Spire of Kel'Thuzad trying to get a combo on someone. We're going to reduce his armor as Kira initiates into this, dealing some great damage. The Owl does go out, but just misses Nazeebo. I got auto attack to heal. Hold on. Here we go. Sergeant Hammer's starting to retreat now as well. If Malfurion moved up to that bush, we would have been able to take him down. Holy shit, can this stop? I can't even mount. Oh my god. Okay, let's just go back and get mana, and maybe whatever is causing this to happen will just stop on its own. Wouldn't that be fantastic? Wouldn't that be great? The friendly team at level 17 to the enemy team's 15. We do see our team pushing down the bottom lane, actually getting some siege damage in. Tassadar saying that Murky's met his match, so maybe he was just defending a push in the middle lane, and I overstepped. Maybe I said too much there. Maybe I misjudged. The friendly team is grouped up pretty well in the middle lane. We see Sergeant Hammer going in for a bit of siege again versus Kel'Thuzad. That's a little scary, and he's literally not moving out of his ultimates. I don't think he knows that he gets free ultimates if he just stays there. Kira rotating around on the outskirts of that tower, trying to find a way she can get in there and deal some damage. I'm going to fire off the Owl, and it's good! Hitting for 600 damage, slowing down Nazeebo, and let's just go ahead and ult to make sure our Kira's fine. We'll also follow up that ult with another stun on that Nazeebo, taking him down without him being really able to act at all. Now, pushing up against us in the top lane, Chromie slightly behind us, Malfurion entering the fight as well. March of the Murlocs put in position to cut us off from escaping, and we are still being barraged by the ultimates of Kel'Thuzad. It looks like Kira's fine. Is Tassadar okay? Oh, probably not. Probably not with the recall. No, indeed. Meanwhile, Orphea farming out the middle lane, not rotating up to help at all. The double Owl in the top lane does slow down two of their members. Maybe I should be firing these off a little more aggressively, to be fair. Good damage from Orphea when she does rotate up, actually taking down. Ooh, and the slow isn't enough. I can double heal myself. I'm okay. We're going to shred the armor of Malfurion to hopefully help Kira. I can auto attack the zombie wall if I need to. Double heal on me. Shrink ray there. Oh god. Oh god. Hold on. Good stun. I got you. I'll self-heal and then crit heal Orphea. There we go. Okay, and it looks like our game has stabilized. I have no idea why we were getting so much FPS lag. Like I said, normally it's a latency thing, but my latency's been fine all night. I have no idea. No clue. All right, the next objective coming up in 10 seconds almost now. The friendly team is getting a camp prior to the push, which is excellent. Is she stacking? Oh, Orphea is stacking. So split pushing does make sense on her. Maybe I'm being a little too judgy. I gotta be honest, I have been a little tilted at quick match lately. I will fully admit that. I am not a perfect human being, but I strive to be better every single day. I think I'm going to go for Ice Blade arrows. It adds some great synergy with some of our earlier talents, like Everlasting Light. Hey, the freeze is back. As well as Moonlit Arrows. If we attack faster, that means we're generating more cooldown reduction for the Light of a Loon, meaning we can heal for even more. The enemy team missing. Let's send out a scouting arrow. We find Chromie, the Keeper of Time. Didn't even see that coming. The enemy team rotating in. We see Kira going in up top. Oh, my stun was a little late, but the Owl lands true. I'm going to stealth and continue to walk up here. I think most of the enemy team has fallen back at this point, but it's me versus Malfurion at the moment. If our friendly team moves up, we might be able to do a little bit more. Who is that? The Punisher moves in. We can double heal myself, but it's not going to be a lot. That slow from the Owl does hit Chromie, and that ult from Kira hits her as well. And we just so happen to dodge the chain. Now, I'm just going to auto-attack this. Unfortunately, our friendly team is split-pushing right now. The Owl does hit Kel'Thuzad, and we follow up with a stun. I don't think the stun actually hit. Ooh, that freeze might hit Malfurion. Again, we just need to move up and be able to auto-attack. If we can't auto-attack, we can't heal. So positioning here is very, very important. Luckily for us, the enemy team has been decimated. The Punisher jumps back on Malfurion. Kira following up with a stun of her own. And then I was going to follow up with a stun of my own, but couldn't quite get in range for that. Now that we're hitting the core, we should be super set on getting all of that cooldown reduction and I can just kind of throw my heals out to whoever I need to, making sure the second person I heal is the one that gets more healing. 45% of our team's damage taken was healed. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. There are a few other Tyrande builds that I would recommend. Some of her auto attack talents, especially when you can apply the Hunter's Mark to PvE talents. We're talking like the Battlefield of Eternity, where there's big angels and you're just pumping damage into them with your whole team. That can be super strong. But this is a general all-purpose build that you could take into just about any game. You will have more luck if you can auto-attack an enemy team's front line, like if they have double bruiser. But we still managed to pump out 81,000 healing in a pretty short amount of time. Didn't die in that game, even though our screen was frozen quite a lot. And we almost out-damaged our Sergeant Hammer. Whew, talents we went for today, Ranger. We already described this one. I didn't talk about my talents a ton during the video, so I'll make sure I go over them again. This just makes it so if we heal a second target with Everlasting Light, they get healed for a ton more. Moonlit Arrows gives us more CDR per attack. Shadow Stalk is a AoE, a full global heal over time, and an invis. Now, our Owl talents that we picked up late game are really building on our level 1 talent. This is Sentinel, Harsh Moonlight. Sentinel slows enemies hit by 35% and reduces their damage by 35% as well. It's Shrink Ray added on to a global range skill shot projectile. Then Empower reduces Sentinel's cooldown by 3 seconds. Heroes hit by Sentinel take bonus damage equal to 6% of their maximum health, increasing the lethality of this ability. And at level 20, we did go for Ice Blade Arrows, increases basic attack speed by 20%. If we hit an enemy, it's going to reduce the damage they deal by 8%, stacking up to 5 times. And that damage reduction also stacks with our Harsh Moonlight talent. The damage reduction allows you to get in someone's face and trade a little more favorably than you would be able to do without those damage reductions. But that's our look at Tyrande Whisperin', one of the most reworked characters in the game, honestly, and super duper stressful. You really got to be in the right mindset to make this work. But few other characters have both the support and the lethality that she provides.